Hi, it's Davies, psychotherapist, hypnotherapist, NLP practitioner and life coach. So today's video is why getting things for free makes you weak. So whenever you have to work for something in your life, I remember looking at all the certificates on the back wall there, and how some of the certificates differ in the way I feel about them. So this equates to when I used to run cross country and do athletics at school. I remember running a 10-mile cross-country race. It's called the King Henry 10 miler, and it was an exhausting cross-country race. It was on tarmac, it was through the woods, it was over grass. I think I was 13 years old, and I remember finishing the race absolutely exhausted. And then this chap gives me obviously you get a medal, but then he gave me a certificate saying that I'd got the course record for my age group, or even the age group above. And I remember thinking I was really poorly after the race because it took so much out of me. I wasn't aware of how fast I was running, but I just managed to keep myself in the zone for a long time. And I remember feeling so chuffed with this piece of paper. And then basically you got a trial into the West Midlands team after this race, or West Midlands or Warwickshire, I forget now. But I remember the feeling of how much the hardship I'd experienced in that race created this sense of pride and euphoria. And that's basically because when you work hard for something, it activates your brain's dopamine system, which provides a sense of purpose, accomplishment. And also what this does, it helps build things like self-esteem, resilience, discipline, and these dopamine releases, a lot of people call it the reward chemical, but some neuroscientists prefer to call it the reward chemical, the motivation chemical. Because what it actually does is when you do something hard and you achieve it, it motivates you more to do that thing again. So if you keep doing difficult things, eventually what's going to happen is that sense of resilience, sense of accomplishment, self-esteem, dopamine, motivation allows you to develop your own discipline and growth so that you achieve more. So the more you do hard things, the more easy hard things are to do. And that's why if you're given something for free, I remember winning another trophy at school. It was called the Vernon Long Trophy. And it was I think it was basically the whole house ran against each other, and the person who won it got their name put on the shield on the thing. And I was quite fortunate. In fact, cross country was probably my therapy when I was a kid. And I remember getting this trophy and being really proud that I sort of won it, and I had my name amongst a load of other people who'd won it the years previously. I was quite proud to have won the race. And then I remember a friend of mine, as an adult, got a photograph of the trophy, and I actually lost my copy of the trophy or the certificate, and I actually saw it in his house, and he'd got the same trophy, but he'd kind of put his name on it. And I was like, that's really odd. And he just said, all these years ago, he said, I wanted to win that race. And I said, well, why don't you sort of train with me, try harder and stuff like this. And then I was trying to explain to him that the trophy doesn't mean anything. It's the activities and the hardship and what you've had to work through, that if you haven't done that, and somebody just gives you a certificate piece of paper and says, I don't know, you're a doctor or whatever, and you haven't done any training, it doesn't mean anything. And that's what I was trying to explain to him. And that's sometimes the world we live in nowadays, I think, is a lot of people want the results without putting the work in. And what they don't realise is the results of what you're called, or a certificate or a trophy, or anything yet that's easy, it doesn't actually mean anything or give you any feelings of value. And that's why I say to people, and that's why particularly like my blast technique course, there's an application process that you have to achieve a certain level to get in. Also you have to pass an exam in it, so it's one of the few courses that you have to actually study it, and then you have a pass or fail exam on it. So actually once you get that pass for achieving that status of blast technique practitioner, it actually means a lot more. So I guess the purpose of this video is to say, try not to look for the kind of results to become too easy to you, but try and gain a sense of not being afraid to put yourself into those situations where there is hardship and struggle, and maybe you have to try again and again and again to achieve something. Because what people don't realise is there's no growth in comfort, there's only growth in discomfort. And the more discomfort you're in, obviously don't keep going through discomfort, so you get a thing called learned helplessness where you give up. but you know, reward yourself along the way, but make sure the rewards aren't massive rewards, you know, that you it's relevant to what you've achieved, because actually over rewarding yourself can actually diminish your dopamine levels as well. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, give us a like, give us a follow, give us a share. I'd love your comments and feedback. Alright, take care guys, and I'll speak to you on the next video.